Peter is with us in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Hi, Peter. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thank you for taking my call. I just want to say thank you because your show has been so helpful to my life, especially when I was in a dark place. So thank you.
Sure. How can I help?
Dave, I used to work in information technology, and I transitioned into flipping houses. I flipped a couple houses. First house I made $100,000 on. Second house I made $200,000 on. So I'm doing pretty good at it, except I have a lot of debt. I've been using a lot of debt, and I want to now be debt-free. I don't want to use debt. But I don't want to pay too much debt off at one time and not have enough cash flow to continue my business.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if you have any tips about that.
Well, yeah. I have a friend, for instance, that had a car dealership, and debt is normal in flipping houses. Debt is normal in a car dealership. Debt's normal if you're a home builder and you're doing spec houses. It's a normal thing there. But and any of those types of businesses, this kind of an idea will work. All he did was he said, well, I can't pay off all of this. He was running, the standard floor plan, you call it, where you run debt on your inventory, and every time you sell a car, you replace the car and with more debt, and so you just, you have basically a line of credit that you're running the cars on and off of. And so what he decided to do was at the end of the first year, he wanted to have 25% of his cars not on the floor plan. In other words, debt-free cars sitting on the lot. At the end of the second year, he wanted 50% of the cars sitting on the lot not on the floor plan. Third year, and you see where this is going. It took him 4 years of every time he'd sell a car, he'd set back, a quarter on the dollar or 50 cents on the dollar or whatever he could set back to where then he didn't do it. I've got a friend that also is a home builder. He's third generation. His grandpa did that. And they his dad and his uncles never borrowed money ever and built big, nice, expensive homes and did it with cash because Grandpa had worked his way up to this point. Because once you get enough to do a flip with cash, you increase your margins, you decrease your risk, and and if you made $300,000 on 2 deals. That would have bought that alone. If you didn't need money out of that $300 to eat, that $300 would have bought another house.
Yeah.
And so you just work your way towards it. Maybe the next deal you do is not debt free, but you say, okay, 2 deals later, I'm going to back down on the size of properties I'm flipping, and I'm going to crank up and take these profits and roll them back in, and you should be able to pay cash 2 or 3 deals later for your next deal, shouldn't you?
I think so. That's a perfect plan.
Yeah. So just, the trick is just you're not going to get there instantaneously. It's going to be an incremental process. And it feels weird because you're continuing to actively borrow money, but it's less and less each time with a game plan of being free soon. We'll get the noose off your neck soon. So I think it's a great plan to flip houses with cash. And I'd get there as soon as I could.